Hello people, my name is Ferdy and in this video I will show you how you can create a custom footer using the Divi builder. Let me show you what we're going to create. If you go to divi4.com, you can scroll down. I have a tutorial on how to make a header like this. I have a tutorial on how to make this complete website. All these pages are also available for free. And here below, this is what we're going to create and it's optimized for all devices. And you can also download this if you want to by going to divi.ferdycorp.com, but we're going to create it from scratch. And if you don't have the Divi theme yet, I assume you have. If you don't have it, you can go to ferdycorp.com/Divi, hit enter, and there will be a 10% discount for you for the next 24 hours. Mine is already vanished. So, but I assume you already have this. So let's get started. Let's create a beautiful footer using the Divi builder. The next thing I want to do, I want to create a footer. We created a beautiful header. Scroll down. Now let's create a footer. How can we do this? We can go to the back end of the website by clicking here. Then go to Divi theme builder. And I want to add a global footer. That means that that footer will be applied to every single page in the website. So I click over here and I want to build it from scratch by clicking here. Okay, I can click on the plus. I want to start with 2 rows or 2 columns. Then I close this and I want to go to the settings of the section. Change the background to a dark blue one. Okay. And if I would add something, for instance, a blurb. And I check this and I say Command S. And I close it. And I save the changes and I open the page holding Command or Control and click here. Then we have a footer over here with a blurb. And if I go to a different page, even the blog page, we see this over here. So that's what I want. And now let's build it further by clicking here. And as I said, I want to start with a blurb and configure it by clicking here. And then I want to change the title to a phone number. And I paste the phone number in the title. I don't see it, so I go to Design, Text. I want to make the text light. So there it is. Then I want to go back to Content, Text. I want to remove all the text over here. Like that. And then I go to Design, Image and Icon. And I want to bring the image icon placement to the left. Like that. Now the image becomes really small and I want to change the image to an icon. So I go to Content, Image, Icon, and I say use an icon. Then I search for a phone. And since we use mobile phones all the time these days, I want to use this one. I don't see it, so I need to go to Design again, Image, an icon, and the color of the icon, I want it to be white. And the background, I want it to be transparent. Great. I want to duplicate this, so I want to click over here, then drag it to the right. And there I want to have an address. So I click over here, I change this to an address, drag this to the left. Okay, that looks fine with me. I want to go to Content, Image and Icon, and I want to change the icon to something with address. This one is perfect for that. Okay. What I see is that the text is not aligning vertically with this icon. If I want to do that, I need to use some CSS. And I'm not experienced with CSS. A little bit. I did a course maybe 12 years ago. I want to learn it again and then also make tutorials about that. But what I do with the knowledge I have, right mouse click over this area. Inspect. I use Chrome, Google Chrome. And then when I hover over here, I want to hover as to the point that I see that this whole area is covered. So when I hover, I see now that this area is covered. So I double click over here, copy. So I have this area, it's a CSS code or it's a class. I have that copied and now I want to go to the theme customizer, you don't have to get this. Maybe by now, if you watch this, I have my HTML CSS tutorial ready. Click on additional CSS, and now I paste this. Okay. I place a point before the class. Then I have an opening parentheses and a closing one. Hit enter. And the first thing I do in order to check if I have the right area, background, semicolon, hashtag 000. And what I see now is that I have the right area over here. And that's what I want. So since I know I'm editing the right area, I want to add a CSS code, which is padding dash top and then semicolon and the amount of pixels. So if I would say 20 px pixels, you see it will be dragged down a lot. So that's not what I want. I want it to be less. And now I see it's in the middle. Maybe even better if I say 9 or 8. And what I also see, let's make it 9. No, 10. What I also see is that this is in 2 rows. So I want to change that. So I know it's the right area. So I want to remove the background. I don't need another background color. I click on publish and I close it. And now the text is aligned in the center. Maybe decrease it a bit. And this is what I like. I normally, when I'm not making a tutorial, I just put on some nice music and I enjoy just creating this website, playing around. Okay, maybe a little bit less. Okay, let's do 8 pixels. Let's see what happens. I go back, close it, take a look at the real website, and I'm like, yes, this is it. Over here, I see that this is working. If I make the website bigger, it goes to a second row. But for me, for a normal screen, this is perfect. If I want to change this, let me close this, save it, and open this back. What I can do, I can hover over here and then click over here and change the structure from 2 equally divided columns to something like that. So this is a little bit more space, or I bring it back and I remove the Netherlands area or this code. Oh, for me, that's okay. Okay, great. Within the same section, I want to have a new row. So I click over here with 4 columns over here. And again, and this time I want to start with an image. Click on the image and I want to use the logo of my website. Great. Below that, I hover over here. I want to have a text. A small text. It can be about anything about your company, and the text is dark. So I go to design, text, and I make the font or the text color light. Okay. Then below that, I click on the plus. I want to have social icons, social media follow. By default, you have Facebook and Twitter. I want to add 2. So I click on the plus and I search for Instagram. And then I go back and I click on the plus. And I choose LinkedIn. Okay. Then I go back and I go to the first area, Facebook. I want to go to design, the icon, and the icon color, I want it to be white. But at the content, the background, I want it to be transparent. And then I want the style to be applied over all these icons. How can I do that? Right mouse click, extend background color to all the social media followers in the footer or in this section. And if I click on extend, there they go. Great. Check it. Okay, now I want to link them. So Facebook, link, HTTPS, facebook.com/Ferdy Korpershoek. Let me copy this. The second one, Twitter, Instagram, and then LinkedIn. Awesome. Okay, so far so good. I want to go over here and I want to show some links. So I add a new module and I call this one, I can do a menu, just a text module. And then over here I say quick links. And I start with home. Shift enter, about. Shift enter, services. Shift enter, portfolio. And shift enter, blog. And maybe contact. Now I can make everything a link, but first I want to click over here and make this a heading 2. Then I want to make this a link, and there's a shortcut, Control or Command K. And right now I want to make this a hashtag URL or /. Then it goes to the homepage. The second one, Command K, / about. If you cannot find the shortcut, you can also click over here, / services, / portfolio, / blog, and Command K, / contact, enter. Okay, beautiful, but there's one thing. If I go to design, text, and make the text color white, nothing happens. Also over here, let's make it light. But then I don't see the text because the link is by default a dark color. So if I refresh the page, there are some links over here. If I click on it, I go to a different page, and here they are hidden. So how can I make those white? I need to use some CSS for that. And in order to do that, I go over here to the theme customizer, go to additional CSS. It's not much, so I just show you how to link it. What you do, a semicolon link, opening parentheses, closing, and then over here you say color, hashtag FFF. Okay, and then we only want it to be applied to the footer, so not on different areas. So I say footer space. And then only in the footer, the links will be white. But what I also can do, text decoration, underline, but I don't want that. And just do, for fun, background, color, or hashtag FF0000. Why? I have no idea. So I remove those two. Then I want to do something else. Footer. For the footer, I want a link when it hovers, opening, closing, to have a different color. So not white. What should be a great color? Well, let me see. This one is too dark. So maybe this one, and then a lighter. And then I copy this color, Command C. And I paste it over here. And I like to make those words or letters capitals. Like that. Okay. Publish. Close it. I save this area. Let me refresh the page. What I see over here when I refresh the page, I'm at the services page. As you see, now it is dark blue. So I need to do one more thing. Copy this one, paste it. I change the word link to active. That means that the page that is active will also be, the link will also be white. Still not working. So I go to the theme customizer, custom CSS, copy it again. This time I change active to visited. Publish, close it. Awesome. Okay. Perfect. I can duplicate this area and drag it over here. Change the text. For instance, services. And I can change everything over here. Marketing, advertising, rebranding, text writing or copywriting, web design. And if you take a look at all the first letters, it becomes Mark W. So it's really something. What I want to do over here, I want to have a contact form, but a simple one. Something like this, but then more simple. So over here, I can duplicate it and I can just copy or drag things from the page to the footer. And that's amazing. I know the plus will stick there, but you see a really small area over here. And if I release it, it will be released. And it's in the style of the footer. That's what I like. So, okay, I click over here and I get rid of the company name. I don't need it. And then at the name, I want to go to design, layout, full width. Next one, phone number, design, layout, full width. What you see, it starts to look better in my opinion. Third one, email, design, layout, full width. And then message, advanced, conditions, add a condition. No, just kidding. Also go to design, layout, full width. And that's already the case. So a beautiful footer, if you ask me. Then I want to add one more area, which is a section, a regular with a text. And this time I want to have a background that is even darker than the darkest blue we have as a preset. So darker, maybe a little bit less, but I want it to be darker. Wait a minute. This one. And I click here and slightly darker. Okay. Great. And I go to the text, design, text, make it light. And if I want to, I can bring it to the center. And then I can go to the content and I can change the text to something like this. Option G, 2022, all rights reserved. And then I can say privacy policy and disclaimer and terms of use. I can link them all, privacy policy, Command K, hashtag, or link them to the right pages. There are different tutorials in order to fix this. Command K, hashtag, and then Command K, hashtag. And then I can say, oh, wait a minute. I cannot get rid of this link area. So I click on text. And then over here, I start typing, space, pipe, space, website made by Ferdy Korpershoek. And I go to visual. Ferdy Korpershoek can be a link. Command K, HTTPS, Ferdy Korpershoek. And when you do this for all the websites you create, you'll be found better in Google, because then websites are linking to your website. And since this is the footer, this will be displayed on every page in the website. So it gets more link juice or link power. So that's really important to do that when you make a website. Then I go over here to the design settings, spacing, padding, margin 0. And then I can do the same thing over here. Design, spacing, Let's see what happens if I say 0 and 0. Well, then it becomes really small. So let's increase it a bit like that. Save it. And actually I'm happy. And then of course the question, how will it look on a different device? Okay. I'm okay with that. I considered using the same principles as I used over here on the homepage to place everything next to each other. We did a trick for that. And if I want to apply that over here, I need to go to the row, design, sizing, gutter width 1, equalize column height. Then I go to the individual areas, advanced, custom, width 20%. And then this important. Let's see how it goes. If I go to the second one, the third one, and then the fourth one. Well, go back to design, spacing or sizing, increase the gutter width. Okay, I can try it, you know, by changing everything now to 24. Or you know what, let's say 25, play around with it. Then the second one, 20. Or let's say 22. Then the third one that can be shorter, less wide, 18. So we have 40 plus 25, 65. So I have 35 left. So if I would say 30, okay, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Then you can create something like this. And then over here, design, text, and then only for the tablet, bring it to the center, but I'm okay. You can do it like that, save it, and then for a smartphone, definitely not. So I go back, column, advanced, custom, CSS. And then for the smartphone, it will be nothing. Copy that, bring it back, advanced. And the fourth one, awesome. That is how it is done. Refresh, we scroll down, and we see this area. We go to a different page, doesn't matter which one. And there it is. When I scroll down, there's a big gap over here. So I want to place an image of myself lying on the beach. And then here's my head and here are my feet and everything between. No, I don't want to do that. What I want to do, I want to decrease this space a little bit. And when I hover over here, So right now I hover over here and I see about. But when I hover over service, I see nothing because I already visited this page. But when I go to the about page and I click on it, I'm now visiting the about page. So now when I hover over about, I don't see anything. So let me go to the theme customizer. We need to do one more CSS thing. That's this one. Let me copy this one, copy, paste, and then I need to do this. A double semicolon and then visited. And then, no. So what I do, that's what I also want to show you. What I do, I search for CSS visited hover. And then I see this Stack Overflow. And I see how I can fix that. Visited semicolon. Okay, and then it means it becomes this color. So I publish it. And that's what I do all the time when I make websites. Just Google how things work. And now they're all a link and they hover. That's really nice. And the next thing was this one, enable the visual builder. I think it's taking too much space. I added the footer. So I click over here. I don't want their phone number. And over here I can say message. Maybe I can even make the lines shorter. I don't know. Probably not, but what I can do, Divi contact form, message, box, size or height. The Divi contact form. Well, for me, I could fix it, but right now I'm already happy with how it looks. So I keep it this way. And over here, I also want to make the text a bit smaller. Design text. Like that. And maybe a little bit less wide. So let's make it wide, then click over here and then okay. And then all the link colors are white. Exit the visual builder. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you are really happy with the result. I am, because I made it and I decided to make it look like this. As I said before, you can download this by going to divi.ferdycorp.com. Really beautiful in the center, this area. And you can check out the website at divi4.com. And I have tutorials if you go to ferdycorp.com. And then to tutorials, Divi. I have a complete tutorial on how to make a beautiful professional WordPress website using the Divi theme. I also talk about the custom header. I'll talk about the custom footer that's in this tutorial. I'll talk about how to create blog posts using the Divi builder and much more. And you can all find it on this page. If you like this video, please like it and feel free to subscribe for more upcoming WordPress related tutorials. And if you have any idea for me on what kind of tutorial I can create for you, let me know. Okay, I'm going to my next appointment. I'm also a male model. No. Okay, let's end it with that. Bye-bye.